Hi everyone. Today I'm going to combine take up space and take something. And I did a little bit of stuff beforehand. I used my China marker to write take up space and also seed, because I wanted to say take up space, seed space. And I was really thinking about the ways in which, as humans and part of a community, people with different experiences of privilege, that idea of taking up space and ceding space has to I don't know if coexist is the right word, but it's the word I have right now. It has to live together, right? Like sometimes, especially in healing spaces, we see, especially like the social mediaification of healing, which I think is beautiful work. It can just sometimes be really simplified, right? And so, like, the idea that I get to take up space is true. But there are spaces in which, me taking up space where, let's say, the LGBTQ community has been silenced. As a cis hetero person, it's sort of can be violent, right? If I decide that my feelings about the experiences of the LGBTQIA plus community, that I have something to say about it, and that something to say sort of supersedes what people who actually belong to that community or people who are disabled, on and on. If I feel that from my position of not having that experience, I need to take up space where that community can speak for themselves or speak to their own stories. Though I do experience marginalization as a Black woman, that taking up space becomes an act of violence, unkindness at best, right? So, whereas sometimes through healing work, we're told to take up space, and there's some, ooh, I kind of love that purple on there. And there's truth that we do get to take up space and we need to take up space. We can also get comfortable with ceding space and knowing that something's not being taken from us if we sort of sit certain things out. At the same time, again, as a Black woman, I experienced marginalization in multiple ways. And I would love to see people take up more space, particularly, white people in relationship to other white people, for instance, men in relationship to other men, taking up space and saying, hey, we need to really think about how we're showing up, how we're participating in oppressive systems, right? I would love to see them take up that space with each other in a productive way and in solidarity. So that's what I was thinking for take up space. And at the same time, something I'm taking away from this iteration of art journaling. This is me in a cotillion dress. Back when I was 16, my aunt made that dress, and she just passed away in December. So I really love being able to include this picture. But I am taking away from this experience this time around to take up space, right? Even as the facilitator in the past, there have been times when I was afraid to do too much, to be too much, and I really didn't want to be overwhelming to participants. This year, I gave myself a little more permission just to be enthusiastic about these processes. I love art journaling. I do enjoy sharing the process, and I had some people ask me at different points if I would be doing, showing people how to do things, and it really sort of got me out of a comfort zone or maybe into a new comfort zone. Well, I felt very excited to show more of my work, to talk more about it this way, to tell people I'm doing this and I'd love for you to join me. So many ways I learned to take up space. So that's where I'm starting. I have these colors here because I just want to, I was thinking about doing like a space scene, but the truth is I don't want to. I don't want to try to cut out planets or something like that, or paint planets. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't have time for it right now. I don't have a book or a magazine available to me that has space stuff, so I ain't gonna do it. What I am gonna do is create what I feel is like a cosmic space feel, and then I'm gonna cut and come back when I'm ready to put on the take up space. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit shorter, so that's where I am right now. Be back. All right, I took a little time to plan my next moves. I decided to add another picture of me. It would have been cool if it was like, I don't know, the other way, like if I could have inversed it, but oh well. I think it would have also been a little bit creepy too. I mean, it's creepy enough as it is with me smiling in that fancy dress. But I decided to add another one of me because when I put that here and it said seed space, I thought about, again, as a woman and as a Black woman, the ways in which I have been more likely to seed space, usually to men and usually to for comfort of other people, sometimes at my own discomfort, right? Which, anyway, it's just a thing. I'm not saying it's the worst thing. I'm just saying it's a thing. Sometimes in ways that I don't need to. Maybe that's what I want to say. Because it's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with ceding space. But as women and as Black women, oftentimes there's some systemic and social implications to the way we cede space to people just to survive, right? Anyway, let me move on. So that's why I decided to put two of me, because I wanted to have a part of me at ceding space and a part of me at taking space, and sort of visually exploring how that feels to me, what that means to me. Get these glued down. My plan, let's see how it works, is to like, well, you'll see it actually. I don't have to tell you my plan. You get to see the plan unfold. I might need more glue there. So I am going to fill in the letters with just a little bit of white. I'm not going for perfection here in filling the letters. I just wanted it, maybe I wanted to feel that brightness against the neutral of the brown paper bag, because it just feels good. It feels good to look at. It felt good to imagine. And even in considering things like, you know, taking up space and ceding space, which can sometimes become pretty deep and intense things to consider, there's so much good feeling available. There's so much good feeling available to us in these processes of exploring really how to be ourselves, how to be community, and how to be in community. Right? Like, that's what this is really about when we're considering ceding space and taking up space. It's healing work, but it's like a self-healing work and a community healing work. I don't know. I'm into that. Anyway, now, I think I'm going to do it now, actually. I do kind of like the blending, how the white is a little bit blending with the sky, right? It feels to me almost like a comet or something, or little things you might see. Maybe you see the light take space, take up space, seed space. So this is not like an academic diagram. I'm not sure why why I'm feeling feelings about it. Like, is this an accurate representation of taking space and seeding space? You know what? I don't know. But it's okay because I'm exploring. Let's see. What else did I want to do? I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to play with, I had thought about sort of helping the brown here look more like the background. I decided that's not my hill for today. I'm not gonna make it a thing for myself, but I do want to play with some blending so that some of that paper, some of that, I spilled paint and I'm making it worse trying to clean it up. I want some of the paper. Acrylic cleans up with soap and water, so I'm not going to worry too much, but I thinned it out, so it might make it a little harder to get up, to clean up. This is what I want. I just wanted it a little bit less paper baggy. I don't mind having some of the paper bag exposed. I just wanted it to take up less space. There goes that word again. Oops, sorry. Sometimes I have major lefty problems, just like running into my materials. I don't know, do righties run into things as much? If you're right-handed, I would be curious. So, in the spirit of not worrying about perfection and full disclosure / confession, some places where I saw that the paper didn't quite lay down with my glue, I am using my paint as a little bit of a sealer. There we go. I'm gonna go with that. I'm just gonna let it be kind of messy and let that be a fun feature. Last thing I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna be careful because I still have wet paint, and wet paint and glitter, it's sort of like glue and glitter, it can stick. So I'm gonna try to be careful in my glitter application. Yep, I'm giving myself a crown. Now, this glue, all right, I'm not gonna be in love with this, and that's all right, but I really wanted pink, so I'm gonna work with it. But let's find some spots to add my pink glitter. I'm gonna have to let this dry before I can show you the final piece, because when I shake the glitter off, I don't want it to get stuck in other paint. Let's see how much patience I can use and wait for that. Let's see. But as far as the gluing is concerned, Martha Stewart had a glittering glue that had a really thin nozzle, and OMG, I loved that glue. Eventually, it got a little clogged just from using it, and I don't use glitter as much as I used to. Just understanding that it's not really great for the environment, so I try to use up what I have in ways like this, but I don't use it too much. So the results are in, and I'm not feeling very patient. I'm gonna shake it off just so you can see, get a glimpse of what the whole page is gonna look like. Let's see if I can do this neatly. You know what? Oh, there we go. This is better. I'm gonna just sort of accept, oh, look at that. Some of the places that the pink got, I will take a picture when it's dry, once I can brush everything off, and you'll see the finished product of Take Up Space. But here's an idea so far. Okay, bye.